Iran, expanding protests hint at what is to come. On Sunday, 26 cities across Iran saw the sixth round of organized protests by pensioners and other impoverished classes of the society. The protesters, whose living conditions have become utterly miserable due to the corrupt policies of the regime, took to the streets demanding their rights. Most of these people have spent their lives in public service, as teachers, government employees, and other such low-paying jobs in this sector. The government had promised to support them when they retired. But today, in retirement, they are given very meager pensions that don't cover their most basic needs. According to a 2020 census, there are 18 million pensioners in Iran. They are part of Iran's impoverished masses who account for 96% of the population and live under the poverty line. Pensioners receive on average 1/4 of the poverty line. Skyrocketing prices are hurting the impoverished segments of the Iranian society in very vital areas. Hojjatullah Abdulmaleki, the deputy chief of the Khomeini Relief Foundation, said on February 28, in 2018, the average monthly expenditure per capita on food was 1.5 million riyals. Today, this figure has reached 6 million riyals. According to the regime's central bank, in January, housing rent in Tehran has increased by 32.9% in comparison to the previous month. There are a few things that make ongoing protests in Iran significant. First, they are expansive. 6 rounds of protests by pensioners clearly paints a picture of widespread discontent across Iran. The regime is poised on quelling any kind of protest, but the memory of the November 2019 protests is still fresh in people's minds, and the regime does not want to trigger another round of nationwide uprisings by making the wrong move against protesters. State-run Jahan Satnat newspaper warned on Sunday, poverty and economic divide is like a ticking time bomb under the society's skin, and since no one knows when this bomb will explode, its threat for the establishment is far more dangerous and destructive than a foreign invasion. Second, the protests are becoming increasingly intense and demonstrators are becoming bolder in their rallies and cries against the regime's injustice and corruption. The latest round of protests in Sistan and Baluchistan province was one such example. These are just a few signs of the explosive potential of Iran's society, described by experts as a powder keg. After 4 decades of tyranny, repression, and corruption, the society is now more than ever ready for change. If 5 rounds of nationwide protests in the past 3 years are any indication, the next round of protests will happen soon, and they will be even more intense than what we've seen to this day.